Your boy Heaven Hollywood, Sports Fanatic. Sunday, December 8th. Excuse me, December 9th. I want to talk to you about the Denver Broncos. And let's talk about the unanimous quote. There's something going around now a lot, like an epidemic in sports. The old unanimous quote. Let me explain to you what that is. That's basically when a teammate or person doesn't have the balls or guts to say something about a person, a negative comment about another person or teammate to their face. So they go to the press to try to humiliate the person and make it known in the public that they don't like the person or they think the person's doing a bad job. But they don't attach their name to the comment and they say, anonymous quote. An anonymous person said this. I'm going to quote the great Herman Edwards when he said, put your name on it. That's all. Put your name on it. Don't be pussy. Put your name on it. The Denver Broncos are back in the media talking about Tim Tebow once again. Now, Tim Tebow is on the Jets. That's the first thing. Why are the Denver Broncos talking about Tim Tebow? They wanted Peyton Manning. They got Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning's doing a great job. So why are you still talking about Tim Tebow? Is it in everyone's best interest to just dog this man out as much as they can? Now all the Denver Broncos are saying that Tim Tebow was holding us back. We had a great defense, ranked 17th in the league of 31. That's great. But anyway, great defense. And he was holding us back. Now let me get this straight. Denver, hello? Did Tim Tebow or did he not take over a team that was 1-4 and dead? Dead. The Denver Broncos were dead before Tim Tebow took that team over. Dead. And it was Tim Tebow who took the Denver Broncos and made them relevant last year. He took a 1-4 team, made them a playoff team, led them to 7 straight victories, and the Denver Broncos, and led them and a playoff win against a team who no one thought they'd going to beat, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Willis McGahee. I know you are probably one of these anonymous quotes. I've heard you talk about Tebow in the past in a negative light. Let me ask you something, Willis. What you talking about, Willis? Who was checking for Willis McGahee before Tim Tebow revitalized your dead career? Who? Don't worry. I'll wait. Who was checking for you, Willis McGahee, before Tim Tebow revitalized your career? You couldn't even win your job from no Shaw Marino. So what are you talking about? How dare you talk about Tim Tebow? After you rushed for what, 1,200 yards? Did anyone see you doing that again? Demaryius Thomas. Mr. Trick himself. We'll get into that. Demaryius Thomas was another one running his mouth. Oh, he leaves the receivers hanging out to dry. He's not any good. Last thing I checked, Demaryius Thomas, you were getting a 70-yard pass to win a playoff game? Who threw you that ball, idiot? Tim Tebow. Let me ask you a question, Demaryius. Who was checking for you? Who even knew your name? What play did you have that stood out in your NFL career until Tim Tebow threw you that game-winning touchdown in overtime against the Pittsburgh Steelers? Did anyone have Demaryius Thomas and a first-round pick on their fantasy team? Did anyone know who Demaryius Thomas even was? Let's be real. Tim Tebow made you, boy. You're relevant because of Tim Tebow. So how dare you talk about Tim Tebow? Boy, I tell you, man, you cocksuckers got a short memory, boy. A short memory. Tebow's in New York. You wanted him off your team only because you were getting Peyton Manning. Let's not get it twisted. Because if you couldn't get Peyton Manning, you would have kept Tim Tebow on that team, and you would have kept him as your starting quarterback because John Elway had already committed to him. Of course, Peyton Manning became available. So you got to Peyton Manning. But I'm so tired of this anonymous quote bullshit. Put your name on it! Don't be pussy! You want to talk about somebody? Say who you are so they can approach you. Put your name on it, as Herman Edwards said. The Denver Broncos. What a bunch of jokes. Tim Tebow made the Denver Broncos relevant again. Demaryius Thomas, Willis McGahee, and then all these defenders, Champ Bailey, and who else was talking smack? Hey, Champ, was it Tim Tebow's fault when the New England Patriots dropped 50 on your defense? 2 times? I guess that was Tim Tebow's fault, too. Joke. It's your boy HeavenHollywood for Sports Fanatic. Comments below.